Kelly McKaig, and I'm here from Chicago, Illinois. I want to thank Jentel, the library, my cohort, Lynn, everyone, for the gift and honor of being in this place. And thank you all for coming and taking your time today. So we can start. I am a visual artist, textiles, photography, and some watercolors. And the textiles and photography will figure most prominently here. So this is representative of one of my textile pieces. I work with natural dyes, and I do a process of eco-printing where I use natural plants and things to create images, and as well as pieces of metal and other objects. And so this is a piece that is about like 4.5 feet by 3 feet approximately. And what has happened is I've wrapped a piece of metal that is this shape right here, and it's been all wrapped and folded over that piece of metal and then clamped and then dyed in a black walnut dye bath. And what happens is that the pieces of the cloth that are in contact with the metal have a very strong imprint of what the metal is. It's like the steam and the heat of the water with the metallic properties transfers a mark over to the fabric. And then since it's folded in this rectangular pattern, these are the edges that are most exposed to the dye. And so those come up darker. And so it makes patterns, but not like pure rigid patterns. They're very organic, and they have some alterations in depth to them. And then I put them together and stitch over them and create works with that. Next one. And then my background in photography is in black and white. And again, these are representative. These are 4x5 images. And I have a darkroom in my basement at home and do my processing there. So that's kind of for the history. And then this is a work that I made earlier this year at another residency. And this was made with cyanotype, which is a photographic process. And, oh, I forgot there's these two over here too. It is a photographic process, and it uses two chemicals that are mixed together. The light sensitive material is iron, and it's that combination of those particular chemicals that bring the blue color. And what I've done with this is I found a great big plate about this size at an estate sale, and it has on the underneath of it, it has these bumps. It's kind of like milk glass, hobnail milk glass, and but it's clear. And these ridges underneath, or the circles underneath, are radiating in size. So closer to the center, they're smaller, and then they radiate out. And so I just kind of printed this over and over. This is on fabric, and really enjoyed, what's happening with the wrinkles as it lay down. My initial thought was that they would be more flat and super graphic, but as I was seeing those happen, I really liked the movement and the kind of sense of fluidity that added to the piece. And so this piece is about 14 feet by 5 feet tall. So they're fairly big pieces of fabric because the plate is really big. So, and this should be a close-up, so you can get more of a picture of what the plate actually looks like. And so even though that particular work was done earlier this year, what I'm doing is I've brought the plate and I've brought the things to make the cyanotypes, and I'm continuing to work with the plate and to make these, and the idea is to like cut things apart, put them back together, do different compositions, play around with the image more, maybe do some layering with some kind of cut through to kind of bring, you know, 2 or several layers of these plates into play. And so those are some of the things that I am in the process of working with at the residency here. So, okay, so I have 2 major projects that I'm working on here, and this is the other one. I'm working with my dad's erector set from when he was a kid, and this is a picture of a manual from the erector sets. And some people may be familiar. I know Lynn identified immediately, but it's a toy that was developed. This one was by A.C. Gilbert. He started making them in like 1919, and they were made through to the 70s. And so there are various combinations of things, like there's like an amusement park erector set, a Ferris wheel one, an airplane. And so they're basically, this is a model from my dad's set. And so they're basically pieces of metal, and there's nuts and bolts and gears and things to create these models with this toy. And it was marketed, the marketing is very gendered, definitely toward boys. And I find that aspect of it very interesting, and I want to play around with that in the future. Right now I'm just kind of settling in and making things from the manual so I can get familiar with how the pieces work, how to put something together, you know, kind of understanding what this thing is physically. And so just so you can see, these are some of the pieces and kind of what the toy looked like when it's opened. And different ones have wooden boxes, and some have metal boxes. And there is a society of people who come together, and it's like a big thing. And like some people know like exactly what all the parts are to like number 7.5 and like what it does and everything. So it's like totally a thing, which I did not realize when I first embarked on this. And so this is what I've been kind of doing with it. This is the model for the piece that's up here. And it's not exactly the same because I don't have all the exact parts. So I'm just kind of like putting together what I can, which I think is in the spirit of the project and the intention of the toy. And then I photographed it in my garden in early spring, and the intention that I have with this is to take it to different places and photograph it in different environments and kind of work with that. And then these are some more images of it. These were taken with my iPhone and just like a little display set up in my studio, and kind of looking at angles and seeing what it can be. And I really kind of like this combination of images together. There we go. So, and then as far as this project is going, I want to I have taken manual, scanned manual pages and made cyanotypes with those. And I really like what's happening, how that changes what we're looking at. It has the feeling of architectural drawings. And somehow I'm thinking they'll be displayed like maybe with the model, maybe on their own, maybe put into a book. And then the other idea is to flat lay or knoll the pieces out. So I would take this apart and then lay all the pieces out and do an image of that as well. Although as I'm looking at this, I really like the red and the black and the white with the blue. So it's kind of, again, a layered kind of idea working with this. And as far as like what I'm doing with it at Jentel, I'm building more models. I'm planning to do this one next, I don't remember what it's called, portable jib crane in the center. And you know, we've been walking in the hills and maybe taking them up there and taking pictures of them up in the hills. So, okay, and anything else? Oh, that's the end. Thank you. Okay.